So yeah, I guess what's it like to live in a seaside town in Essex?
Lonely in the winter, busier in the summer, but it all needs investment.
If you moved here 30 years ago, you'd have loved Clacton.
Yeah.
We had everything, for kids, for elderly people, for everybody.
It used to be a proper seaside town. I'm not going to eat it.
Get more big national companies interested by the seaside. It's a holiday place, you know, do more holiday things, get, like say, we lost Wilkinson's, which was a shame.
We really need more shops. We've got so many charity shops.
We're just a little dodgy little seaside town. We're not Kensington or any sort of rich place. We're just a dodgy like seaside town that, they'll be all right.
When Peeps was in Clacton last month, we found many people who felt like their town was more or less ignored by central government. So we asked, what does it mean to live, work, grow up or retire in a seaside town?
How much would you expect to pay for a box of Maltesers?
£3.
$2.75. I mean, it's hardly worth the effort, is it?
Now, what do you think that investment needs to look like? What would you like to see in Clacton or places like it?
Well, we were just talking about that, weren't we? Everybody paint the shops, bright colours. I mean, look at that. If it was all different colours, it would be pretty, do you know what I mean? And clean, you've got drunks everywhere. So
More like abroad.
Yeah.
When you go abroad, you look out the window and it's all inviting.
you'll go abroad, then come back and moan about this place.
People, the youngsters, they go to college, and they come out, all these degrees, and what they got? Nothing. Shelf filling at Morrison's or Asda. What is that all about?
Main problem with Clacton, I'd say, apart from employability and tourist dependency, the pier, it does give out a lot of work, but the issue with it is that it's minimum wage, a lot of teenagers working there. I used to work there myself, but they hire a bunch of teenagers and fire them out, then they're unemployed and they've got to find work elsewhere. It's a fight for who has the most experience, which is survival of the fittest per se, but it doesn't seem fair when I'm having to go to other towns to look for employment.
They probably haven't on the dole and they're bored, and nothing better to do, or they sit at home, don't know, get up to all sorts of stuff, can't you? When I was young, loads and loads of work.
It's all care work mainly round here, needs new shops, new businesses for different ideas for jobs. It is hard for youngsters to find work.
Yeah.
If you don't want to work in Sainsbury's or Tesco's, there's nothing else for them. There's no apprenticeships or anything down here, so.
It's harder now because everything's so expensive. You know, even if you're working, your taxes and everything, price of living, it's hard.
Yeah.
So a lot of people stay indoors.
20 years old, I've got 4 years in hospitality. I've handed into every restaurant around here and they're all full. It's just, it either needs a form of more career paths, such as a better adult learning centre or more learning centres or better education so that we can get into better jobs instead of being forced into hospitality or retail, because there's nothing else here.
I think the government care about places like Clacton.
I'll tell you what, I shall not be voting for Labour again in a long...
This time?
I've always voted Labour. I'm afraid this bloke's gone too far. Only ain't even started yet. What's it going to be like in about another year?
Yeah.
Shocking.
Messed it up, really.
Who, when you say they, who do you mean?
Councils, messing the roads up. The shops are paying too much for the rent to be here, so they can't stay here. Nowhere to park. They make the roads narrower, put bigger buses in.
It's okay. I like it. I've been round here all my life, over 20 odd years.
Okay.
And yeah, it could do a bit more new shops and bits, vitalising.
Yeah.
But on the whole...
What do you think, what's like the major problem here?
You need some big national names, shops like Primark or something like that to help boost the economy around here. Unfortunately, we had a Sainsbury's and that left. Which was a shame because that was handy in town.
There seems to be a thing, if you don't pay council tax, you don't have to care.
That's it, yeah. If they get benefits, they don't have to worry about anything, they don't care.
Tell you what I'm saying, Matt, imagine if you were standing in one of the big streets in London. You'd have a job to find someone who was actually British. I'm not racist, but it's a good job you're in a normal town like this, where they are more near enough British. But there's all creeds in London.
Yeah.
You think of a country, it'll be in London.
It's not a bad thing.
It's just
Is it a bad thing?
well, no, but I just find that I wouldn't want to live in London. I was born in London.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to go back there.
They won't have him.
No, probably not. But there's too much going on. Right, you know, fighting, gangs, knife fights, shootings. It's diabolical.
And do you think there are enough, we've been speaking to people who say there's like a real lack of things for young people to do and lack of job opportunities. What impact do you think that has?
It makes people not care, or not try.
I don't think anybody cares about places like Clacton. It's obvious. I mean, we've been here 11 years, no one's done anything.
Yeah.
So,
why do you think that is?
don't know. I think it's out of sight, out of mind.
Yeah.
You've got a very good leisure centre at Clacton, which is good, and they do there's a very good gym there. They do sports, football, tennis, badminton. They've got all the lot there.
They're building lots of more new properties and houses. I should imagine the more people that come down here, they'll have to do something,
Okay.
to improve
I
it.
think the town as a whole, is the local authorities allowing it to get very scruffy. As with the roads are becoming very bad. There's so many potholes, and they're deep potholes. My honest opinion, I don't think Keir Starmer cares about the working people in Britain at all. I really don't. I mean, when you look at what they've done recently, they've just given £1 million to Syria. What has Syria done for us? Nothing. And yet he's telling us that he's got to cut things for the pensioners, and he's putting everything up to raise all this money to fill this black hole. You've got to wonder where his priorities are.
Well, it makes you feel like no one cares about you.
I think as a pensioner, that's the general feeling. And every time we speak to our friends, they say the same.
But what do you think, what would you like to see the government do?
God, good question. That's a hard one, really. It'll start again and take notice of local people.